Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mark with Spiguyver Backpacking. Thanks for joining me today. I'm out here, found a couple of trees that I can hang from to talk to you guys about a new product. Now this is a product that you guys saw me use on the second half of my White Mountains Appalachian Trail hike that we did. Jeremy, Sherpa Man, and I did a few weeks back, and it is in this bag. You've got the little sign right here, shows you who it's from. This is Sierra Madre Research, and in here is their new Ninox. So let's get this thing hung up and let's talk about it. Let's go. So one of the cool things that Sierra Madre has done is they have tried to come up with a really nice package to put everything in. And so what it has is so it's a double-ended stuff sack, but it's a little different in that it has waterproof ends that you can store your suspension in. So even if your suspension gets wet, it's here in the end, and you have a waterproof end so that it shouldn't get too wet inside. Now it's got a gusseted little spot here where one of the continuous loops comes through, and then the other side has, the same spot where you can store your suspension. Then it actually has a second drawstring that you can open up, and that's how you get to the hammock body. So I'm gonna go ahead and string this thing up, and let's take a look at it once we get it up. Okay, so here is the Ninox by Sierra Madre Research, set up, staked out. You can see that if you were to go more straight out, it actually would pull this a little bit more up and away from your face, but it gives a nice, roomy environment, and it keeps this bug net nice and tight and up off of you while you're inside. There are zippers on either side with no designated center point, so you can move them and position them anywhere you want along the edge. Now, this is a prototype. I do not have the final version of it. Maybe someday I will. But with this one, the zipper goes all the way around, and the top cover can be removed or pulled all the way back, ready to go. It's also going to be offered in a top cover option. So right now you've got the bug net, you could take that off, use a top cover, vented, not vented, however you want it, fully removable, or at least it will. Now I have, like I said, I have a prototype version, so mine is not fully removable. However, it will be on the final version when that comes out. So let's take a closer look at these pullouts. So right now they're just shock cord. You could add longer ones or shorter ones or do whatever you want, or something else. These clip on and off, so you can use them like this or not at all if you don't want pullouts. I have slept in this both with the pullouts out and without the pullouts, and you can do either one. And just because of the way that this thing sets up, it actually does stay off of your face pretty well. Okay, if you have these pulled down towards the ground, what happens is rather than this piece here being straight up and down and providing more room, it actually kind of compresses that. As you can see here, when you pull it down, it kind of compresses it. So you've got to kind of figure out where is the right pull for that to kind of keep that as high as possible. And really, it's almost a straight out. So if you could go to a tree or something out that way, or go a lot longer than this and go to a stake that's quite a ways further out, that would work better. If you're using a large tarp, maybe going out to your tarp stakes makes a little bit more sense than staking it out using these small lines. Now these small lines are actually, because of the blue on here, they actually connect to a Stratos tent. So, the Stratos tarp that goes along with their system, this can actually clip into it and create the whole system where you don't have the net, the big bug net that clips in. You actually clip this to it, and that makes a lot of sense because it's pulling in the right direction to get it the most room vertical. But if you're using it and you're pulling it down, just know it still works, it still provides plenty of protection, but you do lose a little bit of height along this line right here. Right now I've got the net zipped completely off. On this one, because it is the prototype, like I had mentioned, there's one spot where the zippers meet right here, so it can't come fully off. But I've got it completely removed from the hammock body and just draped up here at the end. So you have this hammock and the hammock body that you could lay in right now, no problem. It's a very wide hammock, a lot of fabric there. Now the fabric that's being used right now, this is a ripstop, but this is not the final product. And they actually, Sierra Madre is having a custom lightweight fabric made for these hammocks. So I do not know what the feel of that fabric is going to be, so I'm not going to talk about weight of this product. I'm not going to talk about durability or anything with the fabrics that are used in here, because these are not what's used in the final product. You'll have to go check out their website, and maybe if I get a final version of it, we'll get to see it there. But this right here is a Grosgain 1-inch ridgeline. So I mentioned in my Stratos review that I was disappointed that they did not use ridgelines on any of their hammocks, which would allow you to consistently get the same hang. They listened to my advice, and probably the advice of many others, and they put in this ridgeline. What's cool about this one, it's a little bit different because most people are using Amsteel, and they've gone with a Grosgain. Now that does cause some problems for some people. Your normal ridgeline stuff, most of it will work with this. However, if you have one of those ridgeline media systems, they're not going to work with this. The hang time hook is not going to work with this. And so that's a consideration to make. Now you could come up with something where you do prusik with a line running between them and hang your hang time hook off of that, and that would take care of that. But here's one of the cool things about this. This is an adjustable ridgeline. So you can get in, play with different hangs, different amounts of sag in the hammock to figure out what works best for you, what feels best, and then set it. And that is a pretty cool thing. Because I know Chris got to try out my Sparrow. Then he went to his Chameleon and felt like the ridgeline was just a little bit too long. So he made an adjustment to a ridgeline to shorten it just a little bit. Actually, it was just the way he was connecting it at the end, or the way that Dutch connects it versus the way Papa Smurf connects his. Made a little bit of adjustment. It only made about an inch difference, and that was all the difference he needed. So small adjustments to this ridgeline can really affect the way that you sleep in it. And it affects the height between the fabric and the bug net up top, which if you're not using the pullouts, if you go with a slightly shorter ridgeline and then you lay diagonally in it, it can actually spread it out a little bit better. So let's take a look at me laying in here and see how flat I can get. All right, so since I have the bug net off, real easy to get in. I'm gonna pop my shoes off because I never want to get in a hammock with my shoes on. And now I just kind of find that perfect lay for me. And I will tell you, I don't know how well you can see it from up there, but there's a lot of fabric here, so you can really pick how you want to lay in here. And this, I've honestly got to say, is one of, if not the flattest lays I've found in a hammock. Now, I did find that if I do not have the ridgeline adjusted to where it's right for me, I do get a pretty bad calf ridge. And I got that a little bit while I was out on the white strip. Here's the cool thing with the width of this hammock and how flat it lays, is not only can you very easily side sleep in here. I mean, you get into a fetal position and it's just no problem whatsoever. But I have actually seen Barry lay in this thing on his stomach and get a flat leg. So let's see. I think that if you're a stomach sleeper, this may work for you. Maybe. Now, it's a little warm out here, and I'm a little sweaty, so moving around in here isn't as easy as it could be. But it is a comfortable flat lay. Let's take a look at it with the bug net on. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you entry and exit to this thing. No problem whatsoever. I've got the bug net on, however I don't have it pulled out. So let's take a look at how well it works and how well it stays off my face. So you open it up just like you would any other. Sit on in there, slide your butt back, shoes coming off, reach up, find your zipper pull it back, and then figure out where you wanna lay. You can see that where I am right now, I've got plenty of room right here. Over on this side, there's no problem. I can throw my hat right in there like I have on several other hammocks. And I've got plenty of headroom. Like if I reach up, I can just barely, with a straight arm, touch that ridge line. So lots of room up there. With my head over to the side, the netting is tight enough that it's not falling in on me, which is one of the additions that the way that this is made really provides you that it does not cave in and fall in on me, which is really nice. Here is the Ninox hammock. Let's take a closer look at it. So it is made by Sierra Madre Research. It has a full zipped in bug net, and I believe that when this becomes available production, it will also have an integrated top cover that you can purchase. It has loops along the outside that you can use to attach underquilts. And actually, with the Inferno system, you can attach them here and on the opposite, on the other side. So head end, I sleep head right, foot left. So on the right side for my head, I can attach the Inferno. On the left side for the foot, I can attach the Inferno. And it now has a diagonal bias as it's laying there. So you have the peak areas here that are a different fabric. You've got the continuous loops, which are included, that come through on the end. You've got a quad stitched whipping on the end for that. And then the ridgeline, one end is adjustable, runs across, and on the other end it is fixed. The hammock hangs very nice. It has the 4 pull-outs, which if you're using the Strato system, connect into the Strato system. If not, you can stake them out. Now, like I said before, you can see here that stake angle has it hanging pretty low, and what that does is it collapses this vertical a little bit rather than it being pulled up more like this and giving you a little bit more room. You can see that you lose a good bit of height by staking it out the way that I have. Now, the zipper runs the full length around the hammock. On this model, on that end right down here, you can see where the zipper is currently sitting. That's where they meet up, and I can stow the bug net on this one. However, I can't take it completely off. On the production models, that will change, and you will be able to take it off. You can see even just sitting here, it provides a good amount of area inside where it's not gonna have the bug net down on your face. Nice hammock. This hammock, by Sierra Madre Research is the Ninox. Now, one of the cool things about Sierra Madre that you may not know, Richard and Julie, the owners, have a passion for helping people. They've traveled the world and they've been involved in helping bring clean drinking water to nations and people that don't have it readily accessible. And that's one of the things that I really respect and love about this company. I love the fact that they're using what they're doing. Richard's engineering, his passion, his drive for success. They went on Shark Tank. They got one of the coolest ones ever. They got Sir Richard Branson to jump on and be one of their teammates, investing in and being a part of this. And one of the reasons he jumped on is because for every product that they sell, they donate 1 year of clean drinking water to some person in an area of the world where they don't have readily accessible drinking water. So that is pretty cool. This is the first hammock by Sierra Madre that I would truly say is a backpacking quality hammock. It has the integrated bug net. It's made of lightweight materials. It has pullouts. It will have integrated bug net or top cover when this goes to production. Fully removable, so you can go topless if you want to, bring just what you need, get out there and do it. This is a step in the right direction. It also then takes a step backwards to their roots with their Nube and their Strato system, and it integrates into their Strato system, giving you a second option for how to camp with that. So you could use that tarp, or maybe in the future they'll have a lightweight backpacking tarp that would go along with this that you could clip right into, just like you would the Stratos. I think that would be a killer combination and something that I would use for sure. Now, I took this out on the whites, out on the Appalachian Trail, and it didn't weigh me down. It was a little bit heavier than the hammock that I traded it out for, but there are a couple of reasons for that. And number one, this is a prototype. It does not have the fabrics that they've sourced specifically for this. And so, like I said, I'm not going to talk about the weight and how this compares to other ones, but even in a prototype phase, this was something that I was comfortable taking out there and using while out on the Appalachian Trail. Great entry to the backpacking market. They had a great product for car camping and getting out for hangs, but I think this takes it to the step that I wanted to see them go in. I think we could take it a little bit further. I think the opportunities are endless, and I think that with Richard's engineering brain going, they could keep this thing going. Hey guys, I'm hoping I get the chance to check out one of the production models once they become available, and when I do, I'm bringing it to you. I want you guys to see where this has gone from the prototype stage. Now, I will say they did about 20 iterations of the prototype stage, and I have the last iteration. So this is the closest to the production model of any of the prototypes that are out there that people have seen at hangs or wherever. This one's the closest to the real thing, but it does not have the fabrics. So I'm waiting for that. Can't wait to see it. If you guys get a chance, go check out Sierra Madre Research. Give them a like. Go check him out on Facebook. Richard's always doing live videos. Check him out. He's got lots of great information. And help them support the cause. I really like what they're doing. I hope you guys do too. This is the Ninox, Sierra Madre Research. I will see you guys down the trail. Thank you.